The Soviets encouraged a certain kind of Yiddish literature, especially in the 1920s, but even for a time in the 1930s. And there's a little subtext in that in Belarusia and in the Ukraine, where many Jews lived before the Holocaust, especially, until the until the early 1930s, the Ukrainian and Belarusian communist leadership wanted to develop a Ukrainian and Belarusian culture. And in these areas where the Jews were such a huge part of the urban population, the Ukrainian and Belarusian communists really wanted the Jews to speak Yiddish and go to Yiddish schools, because that was a way of keeping them from speaking Russian and going to Russian schools, and thereby facilitate the development of a unique Ukrainian and Belarusian culture. So, especially in the 1920s, in these republics, Yiddish schooling, Yiddish literature, the Yiddish word was encouraged, not just for ideological reasons, but for nationalistic reasons. And so for Yiddish writers who were starving and couldn't get their books published, the Soviet Union in the 1920s seemed like a very attractive place. So you had Peretz Markish, David Bergelson, David Hofstein, Moshe Kulbach, leaving Palestine, Poland, the United States, and going to the Soviet Union. Many Jewish writers who'd lived in Berlin in the early 1920s went to the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union seemed to be a place where, the only place in the world where the state was not just tolerating, but encouraging the Yiddish language. Yiddish schools, Yiddish high schools, hopes for a Yiddish university coming out of the research institutes in Kiev and in Minsk. Then in the late 1920s, the growing hopes for a Jewish territory in Birobidzhan. Of course, clearly, you paid a heavy price for the Yiddish. And this became especially true after 1928.